Hello, my name is Sandra Selvey, and this is my final presentation for my International Studies class. My presentation is on Pancho Villa. Pancho Villa was born Jose Doroteo Arango Arambula, better known as Francisco Villa, but of course mostly known as Pancho Villa. He was a bandit, he was a thief, he was a killer, but he was also one of the top military leaders during the Mexican Revolution. He was born in San Juan del Rio, Durango, Mexico. His parents were farmers, and when his father died, he became head of his family at a young age of 15. One day, when he found out that the head of the hacienda had assaulted his 12-year-old sister, Villa killed him and took off to the mountains and ended up in Chihuahua. While in the mountains, he began his life of crime by stealing food, supplies, anything that he needed to survive. He became a leader of sorts of a group of bandits, and they started robbing banks and stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. He was known at that time as the Robin Hood of his time. In 1910, when the Mexican Revolution started, Villa was asked to join forces with Francisco Madero to help with the uprising against Porfirio Diaz, the current dictator of Mexico. Villa believed in Madero, as he felt that Madero would help with getting lands back to the people where it was rightfully belonged to. Villa started gathering up bandits, farmers, and others to join the forces with him. He was very successful in the fight against Diaz, but in 1911, Villa resigned due to conflict with Pascual Orozco, another commander in Madero's army. By 1912, Madero had become president. Orozco turned against Madero because he was not given a post in the government. So Orozco continued the revolution against Madero. Villa again joined the revolution in support of Madero. He gathered up another group of troops and worked with Victorino Huerta in fighting against Orozco. By June of 1912, Huerta accused Villa of stealing a horse from his troops, and he ordered the execution of Villa. However, Madero stopped the execution and ordered Villa to jail. In December of 1912, Villa escaped from jail and fled to the United States. In February of 1913, when Villa learned that Huerta had assassinated Madero and made himself the president, Villa returned to Mexico and aligned with Venustiano Carranza and Emiliano Zapata to continue the revolution. They eventually were victorious over Huerta and made their way to Mexico City. In 1914, Villa and Carranza became enemies, and along with Zapata, they fought against Carranza for several years. In 1916, Villa did not like the fact that the U.S. withdrew support from him, so he killed 18 American citizens in Santa Isabel, Chihuahua. Just a few months later, Villa attacked Columbus, New Mexico, stealing military supplies and killing 19 more people. The U.S. sent troops into Mexico to try and find Villa, but were unsuccessful. By 1920, Carranza was killed, and Adolfo de la Huerta was named interim president. He wanted peace for Mexico, so he asked for Villa's retirement, and Villa was given a hacienda in Chihuahua where Villa eventually settled down. Villa lived there until his death in 1923, when he was gunned down while in his car on the way home one day. In summary, Villa was a bandit, a killer. He was a thief. He was rumored to have married many different women. But yet he was also a great revolutionary leader for the Mexican Revolution.